Okay, so this marks the first day of my video diary / series on the training plan for the Olympic trials. So a little bit about me to start. I was a high school runner. I ran 16:33 right out of high school. I ran 4:45, I believe, for the mile, and I was hitting about 80 miles a week. So I've always kind of been, at least since I started running when I was about 16, I always had a passion for running, and I always felt like it was something I loved to do. I mean, especially going into my senior year, I sort of, just had this explosion of desire where like the Olympics were on my radar. Over the next few years of my life, I sort of went off and on with training and kind of fell out for a long time just due to injuries and other things. So as of recently, I've been back into the running scape and seeing a lot of people sort of making their way to the internet to sort of talk about their journey of becoming, more decorated runners and being able to actually compete in different distances. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about the marathon, and the longest distance I've ever raced was the 5K. I had never run even a 10K up to now. I've never run longer than a 5K in a race. I've done runs that were much longer than that. I've done up to half marathons, but I've been very interested to see how I would do in a marathon, and I really have been pondering this for a while and seeing as the times are a little more doable, though, 2:16 I believe it is for the Olympic trials, or somewhere around there. It seems like something that's insane, especially seeing as I've never run a marathon, but it's definitely something that I still have the fire and passion in me to do, that being go to the Olympics. And the Olympic trials are something that is actually, possible and doable for me, as a lot of these marathoners are kind of rising to these ranks and rising to their peaks at later ages. Me being 22, almost 23, I thought basically my running career was over, and seeing all these marathoners running, their best times in their late 20s, going into their 30s, it kind of gave me this new spark of life where I was like, I could really do something with this. And yeah, it's just been really interesting sort of finding, that passion again and that desire again. I have a couple 5Ks coming up, and I'll probably try to record some videos if I remember of like how those go, and just sort of start to document more of my process, sort of building up to that level, and hopefully working together with some other creators and things just to sort of build a place for myself in the running community, as it's, my favorite thing in the world. Like, there's nothing that I enjoy more than running. The weird thing is, when I was a kid, I was totally the opposite. I swam for a very long time, and throughout my life and throughout all the countless years of different sports I've done, baseball, swimming, I just started running, and it was not like any other feeling I had. And ever since I started, I always kind of kicked myself, just because of the fact that I didn't do it earlier. And that always kind of haunted me, where I felt like I maybe could have done a lot better with running and things of this sort. Could have been training way longer, because I've only been running sort of off and on for about 6 years. And throughout those 6 years, I've noticed weird limbo where I don't know where I fit in, and I don't know where I'm supposed to be at this time. And I sort of just want to find that niche, and I think that niche is sort of someone who loves running more than anything but might not have that talent to go with it and not have all the races in their belt, and someone who doesn't necessarily have all the opportunities in the world. Because I live in Florida, which is not the worst but not the best state for running. A lot of the places here are a little iffy in terms of what trails you have. There's very few trails in my area. There's a lot of highways and roads where it's kind of hard to get out and run and not be just on concrete all day. So all in all, my goals are, if not make it to the Olympic trials that are coming up, I would like to make it to the next one. I really want to start running the marathon, so my goals as of now, I'm building my mileage up again. I was at 40 miles a week, not too far in the past. That was kind of like where I was at. I was running the 5K again, trying to get back to where I was at, back to that 16:33 mark, and hopefully break 16 again in the 5K before I really sort of shift my focus. And then on the horizon, I'm thinking of, I've already signed up for a 5K in the next couple months. I'm just actually coming over a IT band injury, so I have a 5K on the horizon. And then beyond that, I'm thinking of signing up for a 10K in the next couple of months. And then I'm thinking of doing a half marathon, sort of to build into it. And then I'm thinking of finally doing a marathon. I'm hopefully thinking of doing it probably in the winter. So that's what I would guess would be when I'm able to. I really want to build into it and see what I can do. And that's kind of the goal on the horizon right now. The goal for this current moment would just be somewhere sub 3 hours. I don't really have a time other than that in mind beyond the Olympic trials standard. But I know that my first marathon is going to be quite difficult. I know that I'm going to struggle a lot with the distance, as I've never even run, let alone 26 miles. I've never even run 15 or 20 miles. I've run a max of like 13 for long runs. So I definitely want to build up my mileage. I'm thinking of, by the time I get to that marathon, I'm hoping to be at like 100 miles a week. Maybe 80, we'll see, going into this 5K. And at this 5K, I would guess I'm probably hoping to run somewhere in the low 18s. I haven't really been too sure of where I'm at right now. And I don't want to go too far into it and try to do anything crazy. Well, I'm not just trying to be the fastest as early as possible. I'm really trying to just make it. My goal has always just been to make it to the Olympics. I didn't really care of when I did or if I was winning the Olympics. I don't care about winning the Olympics. I don't care about any of that. I know I'm not going to be the best in the world, and I'm fine with that. And who could still make a niche for themselves. That's kind of where I'm coming from. So I really hope that all of you guys who see this, I hope this maybe can light a fire in you as well, get you into running, maybe get you into just distance running in general. It's a really amazing sport. It's sort of made my life kind of complete. And I do have an Instagram. It's kind of a personal Instagram, but I think I'm gonna sort of shift it into more running content. It's under the same name as this YouTube channel. I'll also probably be posting the link to my Strava down below, so you can actually follow along with what workouts I do and stuff, and my mileage and weekly mileage. And also so you know that I'm not like, saying I'm doing something and not really, saying I'm going a pace, or you could see how my heart rate's doing, any of that. I hope you guys all are there with me on this journey, and I'm really happy to finally go down this route and be able to express how much this sport really means to me. So I'll see you probably with week 1 of the training for the marathon. See ya.